Now I'm going to show you how to make a treasure map. Pirates used to bury their treasure so that it wouldn't be stolen by other pirates, but they needed to make a map so they could remember where to go back and find it. So this is a treasure map that a pirate might have made. So to start your treasure map, you've got a piece of paper here. It's quite big paper, and we're going to just cut the edges a little bit so that it looks like it's been in the wars a bit, so it looks like it's being carried around on a pirate ship. We're just going to do a little bit of cutting, not too much, just a little bit, going around the edge of the paper, cutting into it like that. So it's not just a straight edge, but you're still keeping most of your paper. Okay, can you see my edges of my map where I've just cut them so they're not straight? You can cut the edges of your paper now. The next step we're going to do with our Treasure Island map is we're going to draw the island. So to draw the island, you need a black Sharpie. Now you want to be able to put as much onto your island as you can, so don't do a little tiny island in the middle. We want a big island. Doesn't really matter what shape your island is. You might have some inlets and coves as it comes round. So that's my island. So this part is the land and this part is the sea. So to make sure that everybody can see on my map that it's the sea, I'm going to put some little waves. It's a bit like a backwards surf, if you look at it that way, isn't it, when you do the waves? It's a bit like that. So you can do that and add more later. Now we have got our fantastic island and we need to put details on that because there needs to be details so the pirate knows where to go to find the treasure. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a compass rose. That's so that the pirate can see which direction to go in. So I'm going to put the compass rose up here. I don't want it to be on my island. I want it to be here out of the way. So I start by drawing a circle. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle, just a circle. And then I'm going to do a line that goes from north to south and a line that goes from west to east. Now that's not terribly interesting, so to make it more interesting, I'm going to go along here, along here, and put at the top north, east, south, west. If I wanted to, I could also put in northwest, southeast, southwest, and northeast. There are other points of the compass to help the pirates find their way. And that's my compass rose. You can make one side darker than the other. Makes it look three-dimensional. It's by cross-hatching. There we go. So now I'm going to start to put details on my island. So I might do a little cove coming in here, which is water, with a stream runs across here. Now if there's a stream and the pirates need to get across, they're going to need a bridge, aren't they? So I'm going to draw a bridge goes from one side of the stream to the other. Now, I'm also going to divide my island up into different sections, different parts of the island. And this part, I'm going to put a forest. I might call it the Forest of Doom. So to draw my forest, do some trees like this. 2 straight lines and a cloud on top. That's not how we normally do trees, but when you're doing them on maps, it's fine to do it like that. Now in this part of the land, I think I'm going to do some mountains. So to do mountains, you just do triangles. One triangle behind the other, like this. And it looks a little bit like a range of mountains. Now, if your island is in a place where it gets very cold, high up, you might do a little bit of snow on the top. Also, I think I'm going to have a part of the island where the Pirate King lives. And the Pirate King might need to live in a castle. So I'm going to draw a castle here. So to do a castle, do a box with 3 sides that doesn't have a lid, and then it comes down here, it comes down here, and then my 2 main towers, I need to join that together, and then on the top I need to do some battlements so that when the pirates are fighting each other they've got somewhere to hide behind. And on the top of the towers we've got turrets, and then they might have a flag like this on the top. What kind of flag do you think the pirates might have? Down here, we've got the doorway, the entrance, which might be a portcullis with some sharp arrows going down there and some windows here. So that's my Pirate King's castle. Okay, down here, we might have some different kinds of trees. So we might have some evergreen trees, because those were not evergreen. They lose their leaves in the autumn. But evergreen trees look like this, like Christmas trees. So you do a straight stick and then some diagonal lines like this. You can do lots more trees than me. I'm just doing this super quick for you to see. The other things that I might put on my castle, that I might put on my map are on this sheet here, which you can have to look at. I've made a sheet for you to look at. So there are different types of trees here. There's also, in the sea, you could put sea serpents, you could put ships, you could draw your pirate ship, you could put treasure map. In fact, I'm going to show you how to do a banner for your map. So you could do it at the top or you could do it at the bottom. You could do it like this, do a line here, and then a sort of wavy line here, a line there, a wavy line there. Across like that. And I'm going to write treasure map. And I think maybe down here I'm going to draw a pirate ship. So remember, we've just been learning how to draw a pirate ship. So we come down, across, back up again. And this time, you can draw the masts, and you can draw the sails. And maybe you'll do a cannon here, stick in there, and some portholes, and some rigging. And on the top, maybe a flag. I think we might have a go at drawing the skull and crossbones, which is like the pirate album's emblem. Got it right. So on here it shows you how to do the skull and crossbones. Simply, you can just do it like this. It's not very good. You can do it better than me. When you've drawn all the things on your map, then you can get coloured pencils out. We are going to paint this map later, But for little details, like trees, it's quite hard to paint them. So we're going to use colour pencils to colour them. So colour in the trunks, and then get green to colour in the tops of the trees. Got a different green here. And when you're colouring, and try and stay inside the lines, and sometimes you can use more than one colour to add texture and detail and tone to your picture. So I might do that with the dark green and then get a lighter green to fill inside. You can carry on adding colour to your map, and then we'll paint it later. So now I've coloured in with colour pencil most of my map, all the fine details, but I still need to do the most important thing that we need on a treasure map, and that's to decide where the buried treasure is. Now, I don't think the pirate would have buried his treasure here, where the Pirate King is. I think he would have buried it somewhere where it would be much harder for anybody to find. So he might have buried it in the middle of the forest, or he might have buried it behind the mountains, or he might have buried it over here where the palm trees are, where it's a bit like a desert. But I think I'm going to put my X here. That's where the buried treasure is. So the pirates would have to land their ship and then find their way past the Misty Mountains and go up to the Forest of Doom and find the treasure in there. So, a couple more things that we need to do. All around the island is going to be a beach. So we're going to use a yellow oil pastel and to put yellow sand all around. Because usually on the outer edge of islands, you usually have sandy beaches. Sometimes they can be quite rocky. But we're going to make our island have a sandy beach all the way around. So yellow oil pastel all the way around. Oh dear, there's a bit of shouting going on here, isn't there? I've forgotten to colour in the stick on my pirate flag. So now we've just got two colours of paint that we're going to use to paint our island. We're just going to use blue and green. So I'm going to start by painting the blue that is on the island. And that's because I want this to dry before I start painting the land. Because if I put wet paint next to wet paint, the colours will all run. So this is my stream. And this is my lake that comes into the island. So I'm going to paint that. So I'll put this on fast forward now. So now I've painted my treasure map. It's all finished. You can see where the pirate's treasure is buried. You can see where the Pirate King lives. You can see where the mountains are and where the desert is and the pirate ship in the sea. Do you think you can make your treasure map as good as mine? I'm sure you can. Have fun.